segment, we're going to talk about a petition drive that's underway in our state to make it an open carry state. You know, we have the concealed handgun laws, no problem. Should you be able to pack and just carry it out in the open? We'll talk about that and get your thoughts, but first, the latest from the 24-hour newsroom.
KTSA.
News Talk 550 KTSA. Good Tuesday afternoon to you. 7 minutes after 5, hour 2 of the Jeff Coach Show. Mostly cloudy, 97 degrees. Elizabeth Ruiz, Officer Michael Jones with our news and traffic updates throughout the show. Very glad to have you along. We're going to talk about handguns. Of course, here in Texas, you get a permit to carry one. You certainly can do that, but it needs to be concealed. You may be surprised to know Texas is just one of 6 states in which handguns cannot be worn in plain view. The other 44 are known as open carry states. And the co-founder of opencarry.org is John Pierce, and he joins us now. Mr. Pierce, welcome to KTSA.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Glad to be on.
Glad to have you with us. I just logged on to your website and saw that you have about 7,700 signatures so far. This online petition to get this thing changed. Where's this petition going?
Well, let me start off by saying that when the first article was done on this in the Fort Worth Telegram, the number of signatures was down just over 3,000. It's really taken off as people across the state of Texas have caught on to the fact that this is something that is moving, and it's something that is a possibility for them. There in Texas, I was listening to you before you brought me on the air, and you mentioned a very important number that relates to this topic, and that number is 97 degrees. Now, Texas being one of the few states where you cannot openly carry a firearm either with a permit or without a permit, you, not only that, but you in Texas have a law that says that if you even print with the firearm, meaning that you can discern as an observer that a person is wearing a firearm, even if it isn't visible, that can be punished as a crime. And so in 97-degree weather or 100-degree weather, people have to wear cover garments that are sufficiently thick to cover the firearm, and that is just ludicrous.
But this is more than a comfort issue for your organization, right?
Well, absolutely. There are really several issues. Obviously, comfort is important, but even more importantly, if you look at it from a historical perspective, and again, you're on our website, you see the number of states where you don't even need a permit to carry an openly displayed firearm. Historically, the open carry of arms has been the base state of gun rights, and the open carry of arms is the right, whereas the carrying of concealed weapons was historically viewed with some disdain as being the realm of gamblers and criminals, and even today is seen as, rightly in the purview of the state to license and issue as a privilege. And I'll direct you to the New Mexico Constitution, which says, "No law shall abridge the right of the citizen to keep and bear arms for security and defense, but nothing herein shall be held to permit the carrying of concealed weapons." And so that very clearly lays out what the early founders of our country and the frontiersmen who founded much of the West thought about the concept of concealed weapons. And somewhere along the way, some of the states, for some reason, many of them in the South and toward the West, got away from allowing the open carry of arms. And so we find ourselves in a situation where I am a resident of Virginia, and I can openly carry a firearm in Virginia without a permit, without any government permission, and I do so every day, as do thousands of other Virginians. I'm currently in Philadelphia on a business trip, and I am open carrying around the city of Philadelphia, and oftentimes people will say, "Wow, I didn't know you could do this. This isn't Texas." And I'll have to say, thank goodness it isn't, because open carry is illegal in Texas.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You must be surprised that I'm sure a lot of people's views of our state is we're all on horses and all packing heat.
Well, as someone who I've had the privilege of visiting Texas numerous times on business, but I don't live there, although many of our members do. But, Texas is held up throughout much of the rest of the country as kind of the model of the frontier free spirit of America. And I know the residents of Texas are very proud of that fact. And so for Texas to be one of the few states that is red on our map really is disconcerting.
So this petition, how long are you going to collect signatures, by the way?
Well, now, let me say this. OpenCarry.org, of which I am the co-founder, is a nationwide group, and we support efforts in all 50 states to enhance open carry rights and to educate people about open carry rights. The petition in Texas is being ran by the Texas Citizens Defense League and some of our members there in Texas. And I'm not sure how long they're going to hold the petition open before they deliver it. I did notice, however, that in the press yesterday that Governor Perry, through a spokesperson, had in fact responded and commented that in general he was a supporter of carry laws, but that, switching it over to allow open as well as concealed carry would require some citizen comment and legislative investigation, which certainly any time you're going to change the law is the process. And I think it's our duty as gun rights activists and the duty of every Texan who believes in these rights to get involved, to write letters, to sign the petition, and to educate themselves about the state of open carry at our website, www.opencarry.org.
So eventually this petition, with however many signatures it will have, will go to the governor and to state legislators?
It will, although again, because I'm not the one that initiated the petition, I'm not sure of the timeline that the Texas Citizens Defense League has for leaving it out there. And I would also encourage people to visit their website, which is txcdl.org. And that is the Texas Citizens Defense League. And they are a new but rapidly growing gun rights group there in Texas who are modeling themselves after the very successful Citizens Defense Leagues that started in Virginia and have moved to West Virginia and Arizona. And I think that is going to be an organization that will represent Texas gun owners very well and will help move the laws there to be better for gun owners every legislative session.
All right. John Pierce, co-founder of OpenCarry.org. We appreciate your time. Thanks for being our guest.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right. So there it is. Texas, one of 6 states that doesn't have open carry. How would you feel if Texas were to do this and just say, all right, you've got a permit to carry a concealed handgun? Should you be allowed then to just carry it openly? What would you think if you were walking in a bank, for example, and you saw a few people there strapping it on, as they say? Would this bother you? Do you think it's no big deal? I'm all for gun rights. I'm all for gun ownership. What do you think? 599-5555, 1-800-299-KTSA. Should Texas join the majority of the rest of the states and say we can have open carry of handguns as long as we're licensed to have